Right, now that we've checked on Charlie, and dealt with all that emotional packaging, let's move on with our gym challenges, shall we? Only problem is, the place that Charlie recommended, Ginger Hill, is on the other side of the region. So, in order to get there quickly, let's take the Detra way. You will be permitted to use this service once you have at least 4 gym badges. Which you do. It really helps backtracking to certain areas, or visiting new places without having to deal with all the fluff that comes with it. You could still take the long way around to Ginger Hill if there's some extra stuff you want to do along the way. However, since we're solely covering gym leaders in this arc, we'll just have to visit these landmarks another time. So, moving on. Welcome to the prestigious town of Ginger Hill, one of the oldest establishments in the region, and the original capital of the region as well. This historic yet beautiful location is perched on the edge of one of the tallest mountains in the Pokemon world, Mount Verbissen, one of the 3 biomes that you can visit throughout the game. Ginger Hill used to be a place of royalty, using one of the most dangerous locations in the whole region as a standing point for its own importance. Unfortunately, that hasn't stood the test of time. The region has a new capital city and the royal bloodline has ended generations ago. Still, it's a lovely site to visit, complete with a royal park/district area, and tons of hidden pathways that you can uncover, some of which heading deep into the heart of Mount Verbissen. Speaking of which, we won't be fully covering Mount Verbissen in this video, but much like the other biomes/wild areas, there are tons of goodies/dangerous Pokemon that you can uncover if you look deep enough. Tell you what, since we have some time to kill before our next gym battle, let's take a sneak peek, shall we? Good lord, look at that view! We only went up a couple feet and we've already got some results. Although beautiful, Mount Verbissen is littered with powerful Pokemon and dangerous terrain, so I'd recommend being prepared if you plan on tackling this place. These mountains are often referred to as the Gate to Arceus, because it's believed that Arceus will grant a wish to whomever decides to take on these mountains. Many have accepted this challenge, and sad to say, not all of them make it back in one piece. But those who do have stories to tell and goodies to share. One such special treat is this little fella, Poppet, the rock candy Pokemon. As the catalogue implies, it's not candy, but it is a rock that looks like it. Unfortunately, a few kids have lost their teeth mistaking it for such. Despite that though, it's actually a very friendly Pokemon, and it's said to get along with trainers who care deeply for others, to the point where they are willing to do anything to protect their loved ones. This Pokemon can also get a new signature ability called Sweet Tooth, which reduces the damage it takes from biting moves. Other than these guys, we can also find these newbies if we keep looking around this area, as well as these guys. That's all the exploring we can do today, unfortunately, lest we risk running into stronger Pokemon or going too far from the village, but be assured, we're only scratching the surface when it comes to this place. We'll return here when it's relevant in a later arc, but in the meantime, let's focus on those gym badges. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flamigo Palace. That being Flamigo as in the Pokemon, not Flamingo, spelt wrong, just saying. Anywho, as said earlier, standing on the very edge of the mountain range, this place used to be the home of the royal family of the region. But in our days, it's a historical landmark, which also doubles as this town's gym. I bet you're excited to see what crazy gimmick this place has in store. However, as you cross the bridge, it looks like someone's beaten you to the gate. Well, look who it is. Hey up, sport. Wasn't expecting to see you again so soon. Oh, I just came here to visit one of the gym leaders. They're an old friend of mine. Oh yeah, I said one. You see, player, this place has 2 gym leaders. Whoever's available just depends on the day of the week. Though, to be honest, I hope the other one isn't around. I'd rather not deal with another one of her lectures. Anyway, I'm just gonna go and see if I can visit them. Heck, maybe I'll even get the chance to eavesdrop on your gym battle while I'm at it. I'm keen on seeing how far you've come with your training. In the meantime, I'll meet you inside, kiddo. Maybe. I don't know. 2 gym leaders, hey? Interesting. Well, even though Elizabeth did say it depended on the day of the week, it actually depends on which version of the game you have. But for the sake of this video, we're going to be covering both of them in a what-if scenario. So let's dive right into that, shall we? So, starting with Gym Leader A, in order to get to them, you're going to have to go inside the castle itself. Once you do, you'll find that there's a massive ball going on in the gym area. In fact, there's so many people dancing around the room, you're going to have to navigate through it all like a maze before you get to the guest of honor, the gym leader. Pardon me, but why aren't you in costume? Oh, I'm so sorry. You must be a challenger. My mistake. Forgive the setup, we have a special event being held here today. If you're looking for the gym leader, then you may look no further. Lilith is the name, and welcome to the Ginger Hill Ball. I hope you've been enjoying this prestigious event. Before the royal bloodline came to an end, they used to have these all the time, but the tradition sadly died out after a while. Sad, I know, but I have been leading a couple of events to try and preserve it. I even helped design some vintage costumes myself. Oh, I can just imagine how magical it must have been back in those days. And bringing it to life right now, oh, it's definitely a dream come true. And it is quite upsetting what we leave behind in favor of renovation. But, as long as I'm in charge, I'll make sure to keep our old traditions alive. Now then, I believe you came for a battle, did you not? I warn you though, I am no pushover. Though as pretty as a rose, I can be quite the arbuck. Let's go! Now, I believe I shall start this dance by showing you my favorite Pokemon. Go! Thurret! Oh, my poor Thurret! I suppose you're not messing around. Well, let's see how you do against my knight in shining armor. Go, Armor Rouge! My goodness, you work fast, don't you? Well, let's calm things down a little. Go, Ampharos! Introducing the final component to the revolutionary Mereep line. Revolutionary Ampharos, the light Pokemon. It is protected by a thick coat of wool, which is described as being one of the softest things you will ever feel. It's pretty hard to tell if this thing's still asleep or wide awake, but either way, you shouldn't mess with this thing, because it's said those who are foolish enough to touch its will enter a deep sleep, never to be awoken. Whew. Fine. But this festival isn't over just yet. Behold, Hatterene! Whew. You are truly hard to please, aren't you? Well, in any case, thank you for staying this long. Now you get to meet the guest of honor. Let's go! Gardevoir! Introducing Project Modeling.
We are modeling.
Gardevoir was made using Furret DNA combined with Gardevoir, for the sole purpose of being an advertising tool, to get people interested in alchemy Pokemon. In practice, however, the Pokemon isn't a very efficient battler. All of its psychic abilities are gone, and if that wasn't bad enough, the clash of DNA has given the Pokemon a faulty nervous system. This means it has trouble controlling its tail, and will often hide it behind its back in embarrassment. Really starting to make you wonder why these gym leaders keep saving their Alchemon till last, don't you think? Whew. Well, I suppose you were the guest of honor, after all. My goodness. Well done, young trainer. You are quite talented. There's no doubt in my mind that you're going to make history, just as this place did. Here, take this as a reward. It's the Gowned badge. Though I can tell physical grace isn't your speciality, you make up for it with gracefulness in Pokemon battle. Beautiful, isn't it? But of course, how can you admire such craftsmanship if there are no lights? If your Pokemon are having some trouble standing out from the crowd, then this should help them get the attention they deserve. Unfortunately, this is all I can offer you, my dear challenger, but I do hope you return sometime, if not to enjoy one of the festivities, at the very least to see this beautiful kingdom. One cannot acknowledge the importance of what's in front of them unless they see the beauty of what lies in the past. Well, those are strong words from a bygone model like yourself, Lilith. Hey player, glad I came just in time to see your battle. Well done. Oh, it's you. Don't you have somewhere else to be, Elizabeth? I'm in the middle of something. I just came here to see your colleague. Just let me know where they are, and I'll be on my... Alright, I know that look. What is it this time? This time? Did you not bother checking what clothes you were going to wear this morning? And your hair, it's a disaster! When was the last time you brushed it? I cannot believe a champion like yourself would stroll around so casually. No wonder nobody recognizes you. Can't you wear something more proper when you're going out in public? I've already told you this a million times, and I'll say it a million times again. I don't care. They're just clothes, it's no big deal. No big deal? Honestly, you seriously don't care what other people think of you? I mean, compared to other champions in other regions, you probably stick out like a sore thumb. You may not care, but I'm sure the rest of the Pokemon League cares. I mean, yeah, you might want to get going while you still can, player. Once she starts, there's no stopping her. Believe me, I know. I'll catch up with you some other time, okay? Go around looking like that. I mean, don't you feel the least bit undignified?
Time paradox!
Gym Leader B, on the other hand, is a little less proper than Gym Leader number 1. In order to face them, you're going to have to go into the dungeon area underneath the castle. This too is a maze, a Legend of Zelda style dungeon where you'll have to search for certain trainers in order to gain a key to unlock the next room. Just be careful which key you get to unlock which room, because some can lead to a few nasty surprises like wild Pokemon encounters or powerful trainers. But you shouldn't have to go too far in order to find the gym leader in question. Just make sure to watch out for... that. You just can't get enough, can you, beastie? Go on, that's it, back where you belong. Get out of here. Sorry about that. Hope Dredigan didn't scare you. He does look menacing, and he can be quite territorial, but he doesn't mean any harm. So what brings you down this deep in the dungeons? Don't you know it's dangerous down here without a guide? Oh, a challenger. It's about time another one of you had the guts to come down here. Been a while since I've faced a real opponent. Well, what are you just standing there gawking for then? Let's get a move on, right now. Rory's the name, and you're about to taste my steel. Let's start going in swinging. You're up, Escavalier! Ha! Beginner's luck. Let's go, Lucario! Whew! It's about time someone's given me this much of a challenge. Normally, trainers are finished by the time Lucario's out. Well, this next one should send you packing. Go, Cyriledge! Okay. Sharper Pokemon aren't gonna cut it anymore. I get that now. So let's take you on hand to hand. Go! Lollibop! Introducing with force, Lollipop, the Jawbreaker Pokemon. Poppip will evolve into Lollipop when exposed to a special held item called a Dextros Stone. With the fighting type in hand, this Pokemon may look cute, but it can decimate just about anything. With its Jawbreaker-like boxing gloves, these fists are harder than diamonds, and it knows how to use them, as it can punch with enough force to split a castle in two. Needless to say, this is another Pokemon you don't want to be on the wrong end of, especially with its signature move. Sugar Crash is a punching move that takes priority, and even has the ability to disable the opponent's biting moves, so be careful. Woo-hoo-hoo! Man, I can't remember the last time someone brought me down to my last Pokemon. Or Alcemon, I guess. Well, technicalities. Anywho, let's see how you handle this. You're up, Gallifrey! Introducing Project Beast Out. Gallifrey, a combination of Gallade and Furret. This Alcemon was made solely out of coincidence. Gardevoir had a split evolution, so naturally its hybrid line would as well. Unfortunately, it's not the best combo. Its blade arms are gone in replacement of two fairly powerful paws, and to give credit, they are fairly strong. The problem, however, is that the primal instincts of Furret kinda clash with Gallade's civilness, making the Pokemon very primal, sloppy, and hard to control. It also has trouble lifting up its incredibly large and heavy arms at times. What? Is the battle over already? What a shame. That ended way too soon. Come on, let's have a go again. Whoa, hold your horsies there, Rory. Didn't you forget that you're in the middle of a gym battle? Oh, Elizabeth! But then that means... Player? Oh my, it's been forever since I've seen you. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. I can't believe you're actually beginning on your journey. It's so great to see you again. And you too, Izzy. I hope my colleague upstairs didn't give you any trouble. No, she just gave me another one of her lectures about fashion. I tuned most of it out as usual. Anyway, great seeing you again too. I'm glad I managed to catch your battle before it ended. You both did fantastic. Especially you, Rory. Glad to see you're handling your new position well. Well's an understatement. These dungeons are so interesting with so many strong Pokemon to spar against. I've also been getting a bit of a reputation, if you know what I mean. Most trainers have been calling me one of the toughest gym leaders in the whole region. Well, it's my fault really. I guess I should really learn when to hold back. But I can't help it. When I'm in a battle, I just go all out. Speaking of which, sorry player, here, as a reward for beating me, I give you the Noble Badge. So, now that that's over with, care to go at it again for old time's sake? Oh, I thought you'd never ask. To be honest, things were a lot more interesting when we were just rivals on our journey. The biggest challenge I have now is trying to dodge propaganda. To be honest, I sometimes wonder what it would have been like if you won the Pokemon League instead of me. But hey, no point dwelling on the past. I wouldn't mind a friendly battle, I got some time. Ha! Well then what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Oh, and player, before you go, here, take this as a bonus. Assuming you haven't finished yet, good luck with the rest of your gym badges, player. I have no doubt you'll make it to the Pokemon League, especially considering the shoes you're filling in. Alright, Elizabeth, let's go! Whew, now weren't those some eventful battles? After that, I think we're going to need another breather. So let's chill here in town for a while, and pick up our gym leader challenges next time, as our journey through Revolu continues. Hello there, fletchling trainer. Here I am yet again with another fascinating update from the Alchemon universe. You see, it appears that your Pokédex has registered Gardevoir. Actually it's called Gardevoir. Is it? Oh, my bad. Anyway, I am here to just demonstrate the Pokemon you will need to evolve it from, once you manage to get an Alchemist Stone and combine it with the necessary components. Ralts and Sentret will give you Raltrit, aka Project Modeling, as well as its evolution, Centria. Evolutionary requirements for these two and the rest of their line are the same as Ralts, the only exception being Gallifre's evolution. It will instead require a Sunstone. Don't ask. Anywho, these Pokemon are just as cute and willing to be your friend as they look. So what are you waiting for? Put that boring Gardevoir in the PC and get the new fellas in town. Join the world of Alchemon today and become a part of the future. Oh, and don't forget to check out more of our glorious advertisements. Who knows, you may find something that piques your interest. But regardless, you will watch our glorious advertisements.
And you are gonna like it!
Sorry, went a little too far back there, didn't I? Oh shoot, we're still rolling?